Hello and welcome to the CraftArtist YouTube channel. I've got Becks with me here today and we're going to show you how to make a hybrid card using the Craftscapes 2 Parisian Spring DigiKit.
This is an A5 card which I've designed using my Parisian Spring Craftscapes 2 DigiKit which I've designed. It's a hybrid, so I've decoupaged and I've glittered onto my digital design, and I'm going to show you exactly how to make all of this using the beautiful embellishments in the kit.
Okay, so first things first, we're going to go to the software and we're going to show you how to design the main part of the design and print it out.
So this is the screen you'll see when you open up CraftArtist 2. If I click on blank project and then click on greeting cards, I'm going to choose the A5 folded card. I then click OK, and this will then prompt me to select my DigiKit. The kit that I'm using is Parisian Spring, which is part of the Craftscapes 2 new collection. So to begin with, I'm going to drag a background onto my page. The next thing that I'm going to do is go to my materials tab and add a material. If I enlarge this to cover my whole page and then click up to the punches tab on the right, scroll down and select the square punch. Then all I need to do is resize this using the nodes on the side to the shape that I want, and then I center a line, go up to this drop down at the top, choose bump. I can change the wavelength and amplitude using these sliders. Then if I click punch and get rid of my punch, I'm then left with a punched out shape. I'll delete the excess and then pop a drop shadow behind. You use these sliders to intensify your shadow. The next thing that I'm going to do is start adding my embellishments. I'm using these corner flower embellishments, but I'm turning them around and enlarging them so that they cover the bottom part of my card. The next thing that I'm going to be adding is a floor. I've got a variety of different stone paved floorings, and this is the one that I've chosen to use. If I use these tabs on the right, I can send it to back, and then if I use the crop tool from the top toolbar, I can then crop it to the size of my page. The next embellishment that I'm going to add is the Eiffel Tower. Again, I reduce the size using those corner nodes and center align it using the Align tab. Next, I'm going to add some greenery to the bottom of my tower. I'm going to bring the Eiffel Tower forward so that it sits in front of my greenery. Next thing that I'm going to do is add a cloud for the sky. Again, you can pop this on and then arrange where you want it to sit on your page. Next, I'm adding a corner piece of cherry blossom. This is going to sit at the front of my page as if it's coming in right at the front. I add a bow to the Eiffel Tower. I resize. And then I add a sequin on top of this. Now I'm going to add some hot air balloons to the sky. Again, I just drag them onto my page and resize them, and then arrange them on the page where I want them to sit. I want to put some wording at the bottom, so I'd like to use my paintbrush tool to create a nice layer for my type to sit on so it stands out a bit more. So I'm going to choose one of the bristle brushes, make sure it's coloured white, enlarge my brush size using the slider, and then paint on top of my embellishment. This means that when I add my type on top, the type will stand out a lot clearer. I add the With Love embellishment, and then I change the colour using the colour tab on the right hand side. Next, what I'm going to do is add something from the People kit, which is new for Craftscapes 2. I choose my Parisian lady, click Done, and there she is in my embellishments. So I can just drag her on, resize her, and then place her on my page. And that's the front page of my card finished. So I'm now going to finish my back page. Again, I will start with a background, go to my embellishments tab, and then choose one of the pre-made toppers. I reduce the size and I align it. I'm now going to add some type. I change the font, and then I type out my wording. I can now change the path in which my type lies on by going to this drop down arrow in my tools and clicking the half moon. I can then change the size with the corner nodes and arrange it on my page. And there's my back page finished.
Right, so we finished designing our card in the software and we printed it out. So what have we printed out?
I printed out 2 copies onto card, one of which will be the base of my card, which I'm going to fold in half, and the other one is what I'm going to use to chop out of all of my embellishments to use for my decoupage elements.
Should we get started then?
Absolutely.
What's the first thing that we need to do?
Well, the first thing that I'm going to do is I've got the bit that's going to be the base of my card. Now, I've already trimmed off the white excess, and all I'm going to do is take my ruler and my scalpel, and I'm going to score down the back using the back edge of my scalpel, and I'm going to score down the middle just like this, and then I'm going to fold my card in half.
So if you use the back of your scalpel, you're not going to cut through the card to the other side.
Absolutely. And you can just leave it at this if you want to. This is just your flat designed card, which looks beautiful as it is, or you can take it to the next step and decoupage it, which I'm going to show you how to do next. So now I'm going to start cutting out the pieces to add to my design. I'm starting using my scissors, and I'm just going to chop out this floral part at the bottom here. Then I'm going to use my scalpel to get into all the fine detail. This might take a little bit of time, so just take your time with it. Okay, so now that I've finished chopping out my flowers, I've also pre-chopped out my Parisian lady, my hot air balloons, and my bow that's going to be stuck on top of the Eiffel Tower. Now I've already added some sticky foam pads to the back of those embellishments. I'm just going to add a few more to the back of my flowers. So I've taken the backs off of my sticky pads and now I'm going to add the embellishments onto my card. There's my card with its decoupage embellishments. Okay, now I'm just going to add the finishing touches to my card, one of which is a gem, which I'm going to add to the bow. I'm using my craft knife here to add the gem on just so I can get it in the right place, but again, just do it any way you feel best. There we go. And then the next thing I'm going to do is add some glitter to various points on the card.
So what's this bit of paper for?
Basically, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be gluing using my glue pen for accuracy, and then I'm going to be sprinkling the glitter on top, so it's just to catch all that surplus glitter that ends up.
So that you don't waste it.
Card. So I don't waste it, and also so it doesn't make such a mess, because we all know how messy glitter is. Okay, so I'm just going to add little touches onto my embellishments using my pen. This is a really lovely tool to use because it means you can get a lot of really fine detail in there. But saying that, if you don't have one of these, PVA glue is brilliant on the edge of a cocktail stick or a paintbrush, an old paintbrush that you don't mind getting a bit gluey, and then you can get a lot of lovely fine detail in like that as well.
So are you just going to add the glitter to the cherry blossom first?
I'm going to do that, yeah. I'm just going to keep going round. Now, before my glue dries, I'll do it in stages just so that I don't end up with any dry patches. And I've got my little bag of glitter here. Another little handy tip, if you've got loose glitter like what I have here, what I've done is I've chopped out a piece of card and I've folded it into a V shape. And all I do, it just means I can scoop my glitter up and then sprinkle it. And it just makes it so much easier and accurate, rather than just tipping the bag of glitter or the pot of glitter onto there. And it just means you don't waste as much as well. So I'll pop that back in.
Give it a tap.
And then slowly, bit by bit, I'll be adding glitter to the whole of my card. So there we go.
It looks lovely.
There's my finished card.
Well, I hope you'll all join us in wishing Bex well on her maternity leave. This is going to be her last video for a while, but hopefully you'll join us again next year.
Yes, I'll be back next year, so I'll be ready to make lots more kits and lots more videos.
Yeah. So thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed our hybrid card, and you can get the Parisian Spring Digikit from the Craftscapes 2 range from Daisy Trail now. Thanks.